Hello again. Today I'm going to share with you my 3 biggest mistakes when starting my real estate investing career. These were in my early years when I first started investing, and I'm talking about major mistakes, not little ones. We can make mistakes in maybe estimating repairs or hiring the wrong contractor or even, choosing the wrong tenant. And these are aggravating. They can cost you money, but in the long run, you can overcome them. I'm talking about major mistakes that can set you back years and years, and maybe even decades. So I don't want you to make these same mistakes in your career as I made in mine. So that's why I'm doing this today, to hope you can avoid these. So, mistake number 1. I was too cheap to invest in myself and get properly educated. Okay, I remember attending years ago, back in the 70s, events like people like Dr. Albert Lowry and Robert Allen, but I was too cheap to buy what they offered, and it's almost scary to think about where I'd be today if I had done and took action on what they taught back then. So, by the time I attended my first RIA meeting, was in the mid-90s. And by then, I could start, meeting folks and attending classes, meeting folks like Pete Fortunato, Jack Miller, John Shaw, Ron LeGrand, many others, and educate myself and get going. So I recommend to you that you get yourself educated as soon as you can, and not just reading a book or by going on some website or YouTube, but by getting some formal training. And there's some really good folks out there, and that's who we will introduce you to at our RIAs. That's why we have our RIAs. But I also recommend you not just take real estate investing, but also some personal development stuff. Right now, I have scheduled upcoming seminars again with Tony Robbins, with Grant Cardone, folks like that, and I recommend you do it as well. Okay, my second big mistake was not taking action. Once I was taking real estate education seminars, I was getting educated, but don't let the fear or procrastination stop you, like I did, of making calls, of sending out the mailers, of knocking on doors, of whatever it takes for you to do to start making offers. And without making offers, you're never going to buy anything. So you've got to take action, the right action to make offers. Okay? So the third one I want to mention, the third mistake, is not setting up a system. Okay, you need to be somewhat organized and set up a system. And you're going to need systems to do everything from getting leads consistently. Consistency is very important in our business. Marketing, follow up with sellers, because they don't always say yes right at the beginning. Perhaps outsourcing your weaknesses, hiring an assistant if that's what it takes. Maybe get a CRM, but setting up systems to do all these things so you have an organized business, not just a hobby. So those were my 3 big mistakes. I'm going to throw in a couple bonuses here. Other mistakes I made was not setting up a self-directed IRA. You should do that right away, because then you can start investing in real estate through that IRA. It's going to save you a ton of money in taxes at some point. And the last one I want to mention is selling property when you can hold on to the property and rent it out, because that's where the real wealth comes in, by hanging on to properties, not just wholesaling it or flipping it. And those are great businesses, and I understand those, but the more you can hold on to for long-term wealth, the better off you're going to be. And I've certainly made tons of other mistakes, but these are the major ones I wanted to tell you about today. And just remember, these types of things are what we teach down at our 2 RIAs. So we want you to come to those, meet our trainers, meet other folks there, and not make these mistakes like I did. We want to get you into action. We want to motivate you and get you set up with the right systems. Okay? So, thank you for being here today and listening to my true confessions of my errors, and hopefully you won't make them as well.